Now that I've seen the ending for The Reckoning, a big question that has come up is which ending is canon? Does Richtofen get his family back, or does the Sam AI get the body she dreams of? I think the answer is a lot more simple than people think it is. I personally believe the Richtofen ending is the canon ending, and I'll show you exactly why. Now, a big part of this is Modern Warfare 3. There's a lot of debate if it's canon, if it's not canon. I'm personally going to say it is canon, just for the fact of this video. That might change in the future, but as of now, I believe Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is canon to the Dark Aether story. Now, the reason I think Richtofen's ending is the canon ending actually starts with the Sam ending. Richtofen has done all this stuff, the events of Cold War and Black Ops 6, solely to get his family back, and all that to fail. And at the end of the cutscene, we see the Sam AI in her human form have the glowy Dark Aether eyes. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what she's going to do. It's very open-ended. And because it's open-ended, I believe that it's not the canon ending. Throughout Black Ops 6, we understand why Richtofen is doing all this. His family was killed by Weaver in attempts to assassinate him. And as we learn how depressed he is, how many issues he's going through, we start to feel for Richtofen. I made a video kind of deep diving into Richtofen, his motivations. It was cool, and I feel bad. Out of all Call of Duty Zombies, we've never had a good Richtofen ending. All Richtofens have died or have disappeared in tragic ways. This is our first Richtofen ending where we see he gets a closed ending. And in the sense of a linear story, Sam betrays us. We side with Richtofen, who's saying, I was doing all this just to get my kids back. Weaver's like, shit, I didn't know I did this. And it doesn't make sense for us to go to the next map and be like, all right, Richtofen's leading us in the right direction now. Let's side with Sam. That doesn't make sense. This is an ending to give fan service to Richtofen and all his fans. It makes sense. I know the ending doesn't matter what side you pick because it all ends in us getting transported to the Dark Aether, meeting the next original crew. In terms of story, the Richtofen ending makes the most sense. Back to Modern Warfare 3, that supports that Richtofen ending is the true ending. Now, I took a lot of notes, so let me pull up the notebook and I'll look. So, Sam would be returning on February 28th, 1991, which is where the Reckoning takes place. That's the time period it takes place. And the character who is Samantha Max's biological daughter, Ava Jansen, is born in 1993. If the Sam AI got a body and knew she had Dark Aether powers, she would run rampant. And since we are in the Dark Aether, the crew's in the Dark Aether with Primus, I don't want to say Primus because Primus is the first in Latin. So I would say like Secundo crew. That sounds corny, but they would have to be gone for 2 years and be able to stop Sam. And then by 1993, Gray's like, all right, let's do this. You know, Ravenoff DNA, Samantha DNA, I'll give birth to their kid. It just doesn't make sense. How would you be able to stop the Sam AI in human form within that time period? Now, I also feel like a lot of people are going to say, well, the original Sam from the Dark Aether timeline had Dark Aether powers too. So would they not be the same thing? Well, the Sam AI clearly has ulterior motives. She clearly has a plan. She wants a body for a certain reason. And another reason to support that Richtofen ending is the trending is if Sam was alive, let's say she wasn't evil, why would Ravenoff and Samantha Maxis need Gray to have their kid? You know, why did they be like, all right, here's some Sam DNA, here's some Ravenoff DNA, let's do that. Why not just be like, all right, let's have a kid? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense unless Sam dies within the year, because 9 months, let's say a year, I don't think that's just a logical timeline. And the Sam AI has Samantha Max's memories, so she's gonna know Ravenoff is a prominent character within the previous kind of life. So she would definitely go out and find them. So there's no reason for them not to be like, all right, we can have a kid. We don't need Gray. So there's that. Gray is needed, therefore Samantha Maxis does not exist. The fact that Richtofen isn't specified to be alive or dead in Modern Warfare 3 shows that he definitely went off the grid with his family, because in that time, he'd be, let's say, late 70s, early 80s. Samuel would be in his 40s, early 50s. So it would be a thing that said, okay, he's dead. The rest of the crew is dead. He is also dead, but there's none of that. There's no information on anything, probably because he got his wish and lived the life he always wanted to. Now, here's a timeline I made. It's kind of basic. The dates might be wrong. It's weird. It's a really botched timeline, but it shows that there are two paths that both lead to Black Ops 7, which then later on lead to Modern Warfare 3, which is set in modern time. Modern Warfare. It makes sense. There's a line between the Sam ending just because it might not be canon. We're not sure yet. I'm saying it's not canon solely because all the evidence I just stated. I yapped a lot. Thank you for listening. One more video coming out tomorrow on a big rant about the community's reaction to Black Ops 6's ending. And I just want to set some timeline stuff straight and why I think it's a great ending. Story's fine. And people are just really being a bunch of babies.